Hey there, welcome. Today we have an action-packed episode. We got some international stories. We got some local stories for those of you in the States. I should have put an outer space story, but nothing's really happening outer space apart from the Space Force. We'll see when that goes up. But if you were paying attention to that first song, you would know that it is about infidelity. Now, while our first topic isn't about infidelity, it could have been, because DNA tests proves man who paid $58,000 in child support isn't the dad. So this guy who forked out $60,000 in child support payments wants his money back after a DNA test revealed that he isn't the father. So apparently, he had a one-night stand with a woman about 20 years ago, and she said that he got her pregnant. Now, although he was skeptical, he actually kept paying child support because he really did believe the child was his. Eventually, he called the DNA agency that, according to him, called him a fucking moron. He said they called him dumb and told him to get tested immediately. Of course, the results came back, and it turns out that he was not the father. The woman, by the way, looks like a fiend. Now, this story is out of New Zealand. I don't know much about the women and how they look over there, although based on this picture, I really don't want to find out. She looks like Meatloaf's retarded cousin. He fell for that pussy trap, man. They entice you with their vaginas, and before you know it, you're paying 60% of your salary because of it. I'm actually surprised there isn't some sort of law required to get a DNA test if you make a claim that someone is in fact the father of your child. I also think it should be mandatory for those cases to be solved in Maury. For those of you unfamiliar with Maury, it's a show here in the States where typically very, very white or very, very African-American individuals go to check if they are the father of a child from a woman in question. Of course, this is only one type of episode on Maury. They also have lie detector test episodes where they check for infidelity. Like, it has been disproven 1,000 times that lie detectors are in fact bullshit. Penn and Teller actually have a fantastic episode on lie detectors. The best are when the women claim that they are 1,000% sure that the man is the father, only for the results to come back and they end up running away after it shows that they are liars and whores. I've always enjoyed the Canadian pronunciation of the word whore. Whore just sounds more like a woman that's been around. Maury is also one of those shows that, you know, if you're watching it, you're not doing anything with your life, because the show starts, I think, around 9 in the morning or 10, one of those times where you should be doing some work. So if you're capable of watching that show, you are either A, in college, or B, unemployed. So much so that actually in the commercials, they always have these sort of adverts that are geared towards people that are unemployed or in college. My favorite one is that black dude with the hat that says, "Hey man, you on that couch, you need to get up, get to work, do something," which is exactly what the people watching that program would actually need. So this is a fun story. A moose drowned after people crowding to take pictures of it scare it into the water. So a moose has drowned in Vermont after a crowd of people taking photographs scared the animal into the water. I have two takes on this particular news story. As the first one, it's a fucking moose. All right, moosin die all the time. Moose meat is a hot commodity in the Midwestern part of the country where you have people that are cousins marrying each other. Same places that enjoy rat meat. But also, this is why we are complete shit as a species. This exhausted ass moose is taking a break after crossing a river. And we got a bunch of people coming up to it and taking pictures of it, which scared it back into the river and it drowned. I blame the people that put cameras in phones. It's probably the worst addition we could have made to give humans. I was stopped in front of a bus stop the other day and I saw a girl probably take about 5 pictures, each subsequent one not being good enough. So she had to retake the same picture of her in the stupid fucking bus stop over and over again. Why? Why are we so full of shit that we need to let other people know what we're doing? You see a moose, why do you have to take a picture of it? Are you going to put it on Instagram? Why not just tell people that you saw a moose? They're going to give about the same amount of fucks either way. So there's no reason why you have to take a picture and put it on Instagram, put it on Twitter and tell people, "Hey, yo, look, I saw a moose." You're fucking retarded. Those of you clever cats would have caught that Brian Regan joke in the middle of that. Leave in the comments below if you caught it. Here's a fun story for the children. Shots fired inside of a home because of a bad restaurant review. A woman left a bad review for a nearby restaurant, and because of that, a friend of the owner of the restaurant shot inside of her house with the bullets whizzing by her father. I love these stories because they make the States seem like it's the Wild West where everyone just has guns and deals with disputes by firing bullets into people's homes, which is halfway right. But you know what? What do you have in your country? People walking around with pepper spray or police walking around with those little sticks. I've seen videos of police beating up people with those sticks in other countries and them just getting up and leaving. Whereas over here, if you have a gun aimed at you, you're going to lay the fuck low. But this is pretty scary. Not the gunshots, but the fact that you could leave a review that leads to this. Apparently, the woman's mother was denied service at the restaurant, which actually led to the negative review. And then other people started leaving bad reviews and actually calling the restaurant because of this subsequent review. People take this Yelp shit way too seriously. I know a couple people that really take pride in going after the fact and telling people how bad their experience was at certain places. I think this is added to the pussification of humans, because now they really miss out on the shitty experience and therefore don't have the ability to grow as individuals. I think we all need to come across shitty situations once in a while. It really strengthens us up as humans. I too find myself falling for the restaurant trap a lot when you look at a particular review and you make a judgment based on someone else's experience. What if you love the place? What if you enjoy shit service and waitresses making fun of you? I was at Denny's the other day where I saw the manager openly and loudly arguing with a waitress about missing money in the cash register. Most other people would complain and say that's unprofessional. I love that shit. She was like, why don't you keep track of the register? Now we gotta count it again. You get lunch and a show. I really went all out with the ethnicity of the person from Denny's that I saw, so you could kind of take a guess as to what it was just based on that accent. And it's not racist. You already know what it is. So get this, whizzer. The smallest North Dakota city to double in population, from 2 all the way to 4. So apparently it takes a minimum of 3 residents for a community to be incorporated according to the North Dakota Century Code. And in this particular city, there was one dude that died, which left a population of Russo down to only 2 residents. There's another person who apparently comes to town regularly to check on his horses, which is technically within city limits, and he's expected to become the new mayor. So him and his wife are expected within the next 2 months to become the newest members of the city. You think they all fuck each other? Like if one of them had an affair with the other person, they could just say, look at you, you dirty slut. You've slept with the entire town. And technically be right. Also, I'm sure becoming a mayor is certainly going to be a power trip. There might only be 4 people, but anytime they get into an argument, the dude could just be like, bitch, I'm the mayor. Suck my presidential dick, bitch. Or he'll make laws that are obvious just to fuck with them. Like he'll make a decree that the other people have to watch him shit twice a week. Man, that sounds like a fucking awesome time. So if you really want to be the hardest person in town, go ahead and go to Russo, North Dakota. Sounds like an excellent vacation spot. So the National Guard had a soldier that was deployed to the US-Mexico border, and he was accused of stealing meth from Border Patrol agents. Yeah, that sounds about right. Have you ever heard of people talk about meth? It's like angel cum. There's a reason why they get hooked on it so easily. The Justice Department said that Baez, which is the person accused of removing a picture frame in which he knew contained bundles of meth where they were hidden in some sort of compartment. He allegedly put the frame in a dumpster to dispose of it, but came back later to get that meth. That's such a methy way of doing it too. If he was a magician, maybe he could have just copped it out, used some of that sleight of hand to sneak out the meth. Instead, he had to go with the crackhead classic of ain't no meth in this picture frame, boss. Wink, wink, and then throw it away, only to come back later and get caught. What a fucking moron. So the drugs in question had a total value of over $12,000. Baez faces at least 10 years and as much as life in federal prison if convicted. Ooh, my accent almost came up there. The theft of government property charge also carries a penalty of up to 10 years. So this guy is double fucked. Not only because he stole meth, but because he stole that government meth, son. That's like the forbidden fruit of meth. It's what the rest of the meth heads refer to as the show. So this guy's absolutely fucked just because he stole that government ganj. I remember seeing a little while ago that there were a couple of programs in the government where they would actually send certain people government regulated marijuana. Now, you obviously had to be either dying or in great pain, but there were a couple people that would actually receive, and still receive from my understanding, bundles of that government kush. So imagine being that particular individual that every month you're looking for a loot crate from Uncle Sam that pretty much allow you to make the dopest rap lyrics. Yeah, I know that was a little racist, but there has to be something that makes all these rappers be so good at what they do. So a lawyer for Johnny Bobbitt, a homeless man whose kindness to a stranger inspired a $400,000 GoFundMe campaign, said Tuesday that all the money raised for his client is gone. So Bobbitt made international news last year when he spent the last of his $20 to help a woman after she became stranded on an I-95 overpass in the Port Richmond section of Philadelphia. Touched by his kindness, McClure and her boyfriend, D'Amico, started the GoFundMe campaign on his behalf with the goal of getting him into a home. Apparently, the dude spent most of the money on drugs in what has to be the shocker of the year. They gave him a percentage of the money at first, and very soon after, he was like, "It's gone. It's gone. All the money gone." What else did you think was going to happen? There's a reason why he's homeless, and usually it's drugs. And don't get me wrong, I'm the type of person that whenever I pass by a homeless dude and they say, "Hey man, you got some change?" I drop a hot dollar. I remember one time in my previous shindig, right after I got out, I passed by a gas station and there was a homeless dude outside asking for money. And I didn't have cash, so I told him, "Hey man, just come inside. I'll get you whatever you want." Thinking, oh, this dude's going to do his groceries. He's probably going to wring me dry because he's going to go in there and buy some, I don't know, some fruit, some granola bars. Those are always expensive as shit. But he ended up picking out the extra large big boy natty ice, which is 99 cents. It was 99 cents for what seemed to be 32 ounces of fucking beer. That's how you know we're fucked, by the way. Bananas are like $1.10, and 36 fucking ounces of beer is 99 cents. So in the great words of that African-American child who decided to stand up against the cops in that show Scared Straight, you think about it. So that's it for the news today. I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. As usual, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to hit the little like button. It seems like some people are hitting the down button. What the fuck is that? Downvoting this video? Seriously, if you've left a downvote in this video, leave in the comments why you did, and I'll come after you. I don't give a fuck. I'll come after you. But I'm going to give you guys a little bit of advice here. Usually when you close the curtains of your house, it lets in less light. So if you open the curtains, more light comes in to your house. I'm going to go figure out different ways to use T-Mobile to sprint my way into an AT&T store.
You again, when I see 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 you again.